This is Scott Al Miller. It is Sheep Guarding Llama. It is the 21st of September, 2020, and I am out here in the Carrollton Greenway. I'm at the pavilion. I'm here by the Trinity River branch, and which I love. I love the waterfall here and the bridges and the beautiful park. It's so nice, and the weather is so great today. It's actually just after, well, it's probably about 4:30 now when I'm recording this, and so it's really dark for 4:30. We're not expecting any kind of storm, but I am getting a continuous sprinkle. So if you've seen any of the time lapse that I did while walking out here, that was with the sprinkle going on. And I'm now testing out the GoPro time warp functionality, which is supposed to be able to speed ramp up and down and do different things and do the leveling. And so I'm really interested to see how good that looks, because potentially we can do really cool stuff with that, and I may try to incorporate it into SGL on a regular basis if it works as well as I have seen other people demo. So this is a feature that I'm really looking forward to investigating, because it's so neat. And it's 72 degrees out here with a light sprinkle. Oh my gosh, I love it. It is so nice. There are no bugs. I know over the weekend I was complaining about how the bugs just never ended. Well, today they ended, right? They just none. It is beautiful. This is what Texas weather is all about. This is why we live here, is these days like this. This is North Texas, doesn't get any better. Perfect. And so today it's Monday. Normal work day, actually wasn't too bad. Did a little bit of video editing, did regular work, spent a lot of the day dealing with the dogs. They're all fine, everybody's doing great, they're getting along really well, but there's a lot of like, keeping Lula separated from Mia and Clive. And Clive, being a puppy, needs to be watched over all the time, so there's a continuous like monitoring him, because he'll get into things or whatever. And Mia will play with him for an awful lot, but it does wear her out, and there's just a lot. So you constantly need multiple people watching over the dogs, and of course I need to work, and my office is not puppy proofed. It just gets harder and harder to deal with, right? So there's a lot of that going on, and it's exhausting for everybody, but everybody loves all the dogs so much. They're all so sweet that we're putting up with it, and we're hopeful that Lula finds a forever home in the near future, and we have an opportunity to take care of her, because it's all so rough for her. That's about it. Paul is due home this evening pretty late. He was in St. Louis a little while ago. He had to apparently sleep in an RV in a casino parking lot in Missouri, I think, overnight, and dropped it off first thing this morning, picked up his car, something like that, and is driving now from St. Louis or Illinois or something like that. I don't really know. And that is about it. We don't know what we're having for dinner. We don't know what's going on. The weather was great, and I decided I was coming out and doing today's update while I had the chance, because it is so rare during the summer to be able to go out for a nice walk and really enjoy it. I just had to get out and get into the Greenway and take advantage of this, especially as this is our last season here in Carrollton, Texas, which we have loved, absolutely loved, living here for the last 10 years, more or less, on and off. And anyone looking at Texas, especially North Texas, Carrollton, is a place that I recommend a lot, between food and culture and just how nice the people are, and access to resources and this beautiful Greenway, stuff like this. It's a great area. So I really want to take advantage of it a bit while we still can, because we've lost this whole year from COVID, and it's like we haven't even gotten to live here for the last 9 months, which feels just incredibly crazy. And also today I was doing some packing, went through a bunch of books. There's a lot of stuff that we're getting rid of, some stuff we're deciding to keep. And one of the things I found was the old Susan Boynton card books, or hard page books, whatever, from when Liesel was an infant and a toddler. And I have not opened them since she was probably 3 years old. Probably read them to Chana a little bit, but Chana was never into them. For Liesel, it was the biggest thing ever. She was so into these books. She would make me read half of her collection every day, sometimes several times, right? Absolutely unbelievable amount of her childhood was spent reading them, and they've been sitting on the shelf right in front of my desk for years. And I looked through them and I'm like, is this something we really want to keep? And I opened them up, and the moment I opened it, it just took me back to late 2009 in Peekskill, New York, and nearly one-year-old Liesel running around. Well, she didn't run until she was 1, and and Oreo playing and the snow falling and our Peekskill townhouse, and it just, the memories just flooded back, and her nursery and the amount that we read these books. And then we were still reading them in 2010 when we moved into our apartment at Tuscan Villas in Irving, Texas, that we had for we lived there about 6 months, a little bit more. It was all right during the Liesel with these books time period. We did read them some in the house that we have now, but very little. It was really Peekskill and Tuscan Villas, and just, it was such a huge part of her childhood. Just opening those books, I was like, oh, so taking back. So we're not getting rid of those books. We are saving those for the grandkids, absolutely, for sure. Hard to believe. Oh, the wind has picked up a little bit here. So we're gonna test out this whole time warp thing, and we're gonna take you back to the house, I hope, and we'll see how this works. Fingers crossed. I'm hoping this is really cool. If it isn't, sorry. Far before it started raining pretty hard. Not hard, but like real rain. It's not sprinkling anymore. So this is a completely different test than I thought it was going to be. So we're gonna clean off the lens and keep trooping on. Hold on, here we go. Well, that's cleaner. It's not gonna last long though. Well, I definitely got quite a bit wetter than I was expecting to get on this walk. If you can't tell, I am drenched. There's a solid rain coming down. Oh, I think we have some doggies to go see. Let's go look. I'm gonna spin you around here. Who do we have? Is there a doggie over here? I don't see a doggie. I hear a doggie, but I don't see a doggie. There's a Mia. Oh, hi Mia. It is very, very wet. Lots and lots of rain. But from what I can tell, the time warp worked pretty cool. So I'm really interested to see how it works. Boy, you can hear my voice echo in this little spot right here. Really interested to see how it turns out, because the whole thing of the automated speed ramps, super cool. Now, this particular test in the rain, very different than I anticipate normally using it. Was not expecting this when I went out for a walk, but I'm looking forward to using this more. I think it's going to be pretty exciting. I'm going to tack on to the end of this some of the time lapse that I did earlier today that does not have the cool warp technology, so you can actually see the same walk with the difference, of course, going the opposite direction. I'll see you.